And a pleasant good afternoon, Belize, with your news update for today, Friday, 27th April. I am Crispin Jeffridge Jr. It all started a few days ago when two reprehensible characters arrived on San Pedro. The exact timing uncertain. However, it is known that included on their list of accomplishments while on the island includes robbing a tourist on the 9th of April 25th. This particular incident transpired at the Tackle Box nightclub, and during this incident they stole the tourist's bag containing passports, credit cards, and money amongst others. On the 26th, with the assistance of the San Pedro Police Department, both of the perpetrators were tracked down and detained. This was made easy as a result of the circumstances surrounding the incident, in that they wanted her, the tourist, to empty her bank account in exchange for the return of all her IDs. Unfortunately, the tourists refused to press charges or even write a report as they were leaving in a few hours. Subsequently, they were both released. Fast forward to nighttime hours, and guess what? One of them was at it again. This new incident taking place a stone's throw away from where the previous incident occurred and culminating behind this building. At 10 p.m., while Felipa Estela Long, a 24-year-old chef from Coconut Drive address, was walking down Barra Reef Drive in front of Central Park, when someone approached her from behind and robbed her of her gold chain, black purse, black in color purse that is, and her bag containing $100 with a red and black Alcatel cell phone. Police officers and Belize Defense Force officers patrolling in the area came upon the altercation and set chase. Kevin Kelly, aka Boko T, a 38-year-old laborer of Fairwater Street address in Belize City, was apprehended by the police and thereafter escorted to the police station. As Kelly was being processed, he managed to escape the officers and they set chase. This brings us back to the heart of San Pedro town, where after warning shots were fired, Kelly jumped the fence behind the Three Sisters building. After jumping the fence, Kelly fell and became faint. He was then handcuffed and walked to an awaiting golf cart. It was there, while getting on the cart, he fainted again. After which he was taken to the police department and placed in a cell, still alive and conscious. A few minutes later, he passed out again. It was at this time Dr. Javier Zuniga was called in and he pronounced Kelly dead at 11:48 p.m. We spoke with Dr. Zuniga and this is what he had to say.
What time were you called into the police department?
Approximately 20 after 11. Well, I was called to check on a patient, a prisoner, who was apparently not responding. He was unconscious. According to what they told me, that he fell from a fence and that was it, and they took him to the station and he fell down unconscious in the police station. So when I got there, probably in the next 15 minutes, it's around 11:35, I proceeded to the cell where the prisoner was, and when I approached him, he was not responding. He was unconscious, no pulse. Apparently he was already dead for a couple of minutes.
Did they tell you how long he had been unconscious?
Just a couple of minutes, that's about 15 minutes.
Were there any injuries to the body?
Visible injuries, there was, all we saw was some skin abrasion on the forehead, but that was it. I searched, I didn't find any other injuries on the patient.
So there was no indication that the patient had been beaten up or abused?
From what I saw, I can't say that yes, that he was beaten up, and we'd have to wait for an autopsy to determine the cause of death of that patient.
There are allegations as well that he might have broken his neck when he fell off the fence?
There's a possibility due to the sudden death. We can't say that it was internal injuries. That would probably take longer for him to go unconscious and to die.
But there was no indication.
No, but the neck, it could be an injury to the neck, probably an injury to the head trauma, but we have to wait for the autopsy to conclude that.
According to Dr. Zuniga, there were no visible injuries on the body except for a scrape on his forehead and elbow believed to have been received during his attempt to evade the police while he was jumping the fence. The body was transported to the Carl Houston Memorial Hospital where it awaits a post-mortem. Earlier this morning, Reef TV News spoke with Officer in charge San Pedro Police Department, Ms. Vianney Robinson, who stated that the perception that police cover-up, or that is, the perception that police cover-up for police has to be completely eliminated, and in order to rule that out, they are getting assistance in their investigation from the Professional Standard Branch and from CIB officers in Belize City.